Yeah, I do. I do. That's how I feel. I believe firmly in my brothers and this team and this coaching staff. And as a captain, I'll take that stand. Why not?
I am James Yoder, the face of Michigan football media, and I guarantee this is going to be the best Michigan football show you will watch this week, better than Sam Webster, any of these bums on the radio. This is the #1 Michigan football show you will watch. Happy Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to talk Michigan, Ohio State. This is the one, folks. It is going to be on and popping. So stick with us here. We're going to break down the offense, defense, special teams, and the coaching matchup coming up in the Michigan Football Report right now. All right, welcome back. I'll tell you what, because I don't go to press conferences and sit there and waste 3 hours of my day, some of my competitors think that I'm some sort of chump. But I'll tell you this, that video right there, we got more views on the Chat Sports YouTube than any of the blog boys like Webster and these others that spend half their life just sitting there getting access to Jim Harbaugh and the football program. So shout out you, the audience of the Michigan Football Report, for keeping us #1 in the streets. Michigan, Ohio State. I am going to give you my breakdown of this game. We are going to go through offense, defense, and special teams. I'm going to tell you where I think each team has an advantage. Michigan, a 4.5-point favorite. The line opened at 2.5. Now, it is 4.5. I think it's going to pop another point, ladies and gentlemen. 5.5 points. Michigan, if they can cover that spread, I mean, it is going to be pandemonium around Ann Arbor and all over the country of Michigan football fans. And if you want to bet it, do it with BetDSI. Get started now. If you haven't done it yet, you see us promo BetDSI every show. Sign up and deposit. You get the Michigan Football Maze jersey guaranteed. DM me on Twitter. We're going to announce it Friday, 2 p.m. Follow me on Twitter for more ways to win. DM me when I'll tell you how to have more ways to win. You get the jersey. You get a 120% deposit bonus. Whatever you put down in deposit, 120% of that is added to your account, and you have a 1 in 75 chance of winning Michigan football tickets at Ohio State on Saturday. We are going to announce it Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, so follow me on Twitter to see who is the lucky man who's going to join me in Columbus. All right. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code GoBlue. You know the drill. You know the drill. Let's take a look at the Michigan and Ohio State's offense, kind of seeing who is the strength in either side of the ball, going head-to-head on by position by position. Let's take a look at quarterback first. I am giving it a draw. I think had this been 3 or 4 weeks ago, I would have given it to DWAYNE Haskins, absolutely. But he has had to throw the ball 70 times. He has, not looked as good lately. He has fallen out of the Heisman race. He was near the top the entire first half of the season. And Shea Patterson has started to emerge. He's having one of the better seasons in Michigan football recent memory. 18 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, a 158 QB rating, which is in the top 5 in the country. So I have got this as a draw between those two players. No advantage for anybody on that one. Speaking of Shea Patterson, Michigan's junior quarterback. How good of a quarterback is he in the lore of Michigan football history? He's having an amazing year. I mean, he is the difference between an 8-4 season and potentially an 11-1, 12-1, potentially conference champion. So is he the best quarterback since the turn of the century? I'm going to include Drew Henson in 2000, that John Navarre, Chad Henne. You've got Denard Robinson, and then really there's not much to talk about since then. You've had a couple bouts here, Jake Rudock for a year. But what do you think of Shea Patterson? Type 2, his number, Charles Woodson's number. If yes, Chase is the best since 2000, or Shea's the best since 2000. Type N if it's no, somebody else. Then let us know who you think it is watching on Facebook Live and the Chat Sports YouTube channel and my Twitter account. Let us know. Shea Patterson, best QB of the century? Want to know from you guys. Let's take a look at running back. And Michigan, I'm going to give the edge here with KARAN HIGDON because I think he has put on the better performance this year, been more consistent. You talk to an Ohio State fan, they will say, we have no running game. Meyer can't run. He only can run if he has a quarterback. And we'll look at the stats. Now, I'm putting this against Mike Weber and KARAN HIGDON because of the trolling on social media. But they also have J.K. Dobbins, who we're going to show here coming up. He's kind of more on KARAN HIGDON's level with 915 yards, but 4.7 yards per carry. 8 touchdowns. Michigan's got Chris Evans. Michigan's got True Wilson. I think Michigan has a substantial edge. They've been more consistent and have put people away with the running game this year. Let's take a look at the wide receiver core. I am giving a decisive advantage to Ohio State. Now, I think the talent is fairly equal on the two teams, but Ohio State goes much deeper than Michigan, and they have put up some absurd stats this year. Want to kind of just give you this. Paris Campbell, 66 catches, KJ Hill, 62. Then they've got two other players with 32 catches, Johnny Dixon, Terry McLaurin, and Austin Mack with 26 catches. So you've got 5 wide receivers with over 25 catches. Michigan on the other side of that, nowhere near that kind of production out of their wide receivers. They have, I'm just going to pull these stats up. I had them a little more handy, not nearly as much anymore. But Donovan Peoples-Jones, 32 catches, Nico Collins, 29 as the receiver core, and Zach Gentry 30 at tight end. But no, basically Peoples-Jones and Collins are about the 4th to 5th best wide receiver in Ohio State statistically. So I give a big edge to Ohio State, throwing the ball a lot more than Michigan. Let's take a look at tight end, where I'm actually going to give Michigan quite a substantial edge here. Ohio State has not used their tight ends at all, and they certainly have ignored using that position, even though they've got some really talented guys. If you look at their recruiting rankings, they have some strong players. Luke Farrell, Jeremy Rucker is a freshman. He was a 5-star, but they have not utilized that position at all. Michigan with Zach Gentry, with Sean McCune, with Nick Eubanks have a big edge there. Offensive line, if you had told me at the beginning of the year I'd be giving Michigan the edge here, I would have called you crazy, because I didn't think that they had the kind of talent. Little John and his band of former misfits have turned into Michigan men on that offensive line. Win this game, rush for over 125, 175 yards maybe. If you get up in the 200 range, you're talking about one of the all-time turnarounds. These guys will be in the lore of great Michigan football lines. Juwan Bushell-Beatty is the only question mark right now. He sat out the game versus Indiana. Andrew Stuber got the start. Will Bushell-Beatty be back? I think they need him. I think you need him in the lineup to run for that magical 125, which is the 36-0 record for Jim Harbaugh when they run over 125 yards when he's been the head coach at Michigan. All right, Christmas is coming up, folks. Black Friday, what are you doing? You're shopping out there for your brother, your nephew, your dad, your son, your husband, your boyfriend, whatever it is. Reveal Suits is the way to go. You imagine opening up a box, you think you're getting some shitty hat or something like that, and you get this. Literally, you are, ladies, you want to buy this for your man? Info at revealsuits.com. It is on and popping that night. This is all he's going to wear when you open the door, come home from shopping, all right? Info Reveal Suits is the Michigan logo, maize and blue on the inside. You open this up, he will own the room. Buy him one. Get $100 off from the Michigan Football Report and Chat Sports. We partner with Reveal Suits to hook you up. No hooking you up on price, but just hooking you up on marketing here with Mizzen & Main, because I only wear Mizzen & Main shirts. They provide the clothing here at Chat Sports, and these shirts are comfortable as F, and that's why the website is www.comfortable.af. These shirts, comfortable as F. Mizzen & Main, check them out. The best dress shirts you can buy in 2018. Let's take a look at the defense. Michigan, pride and joy of Michigan football fans is this 2018 defense. They've got talent everywhere. They are #1 in the country, but let's take a look how they stack up against Ohio State. Defensive end, Chase Winovich, Rashawn Gary. That's Michigan, right? Not so fast. Even without maybe the best player in the country in college football, Nick Bosa, is it Mitch? Joey Bosa, they're kind of the same guy. I think they may be like cryogenically generated twins and just separated them by a couple of years. But either way, without Bosa, they still have the advantage, the statistical advantage, the quarterback disruption advantage. Chase Winovich is playing. Josh Shea coming in and getting 7 sacks. But I still think the production, the talent, the ability to disrupt, I'm still giving this slight edge to Ohio State, even without their best player. Defensive tackles. What is the word there? I'm giving it to Ohio State. Well, how could that be? How could Ohio State? Michigan's got the best defense in the country. Well, Ohio State has one of the best players, Drummond Jones, defensive tackle. He's going to be a first-team All-American. Michigan has had a rotation of linemen there all year. Nothing to, to sneeze at. They're certainly good players, but Ohio State has the edge there. But that's where the edge stops. Linebacker, it, of course, is Michigan. Look, this linebacking core is out of control for Michigan. Devin Bush is one of the best linebackers in school history. He's having a 2-year run like we haven't seen. And, of course, the other players there, Josh Ross and some others, are having nice enough seasons. But the man, Khalil Cousin, Devin Bush, is the man that gives Michigan the edge here. Cornerbacks. once against Michigan, I think it's by a pretty substantial mark. Now, Ohio State has lost all kinds of guys over the past 2 or 3 years to the NFL, so they have been decimated by early entries, especially cornerbacks. Their guys seem to leave every year, 1 or 2 of them, and go and get drafted in the first round. But Michigan has that same possibility this year with 2 players, Lavert Hill and David Long. They have the big edge at cornerback. And maybe where the biggest edge right now is safety. Michigan, much maligned last year, Josh Metellus and Tyree Kinnell, they were all kinds of trash talked about the second half of the year, but they're having really nice seasons. I feel comfortable when they're guarding guys one-on-one. I feel comfortable when they have to go up top and knock a ball down, and Michigan has the advantage there. And if you think they have the advantage in the game and they'll beat Ohio State, type in yes if you're watching on my Twitter or YouTube, or Chat Sports YouTube, watching on Facebook Live. Hit the like button so we can all see that reaction go across the screen. If no, type no. Or on Facebook Live, hit the angry face. So you've seen the advantages on offense and defense that each team has. What about the rest? Special team, coaching staff. Let's take a look at the kicker. Michigan, if they had started Jake Moody all year and he was kicking like he did against Indiana, maybe they'd have the advantage, but I am giving it to Ohio State as of right now going into this game. Their kicker is, one of their kickers is 19 of 19 on extra points, the other one's 39 of 39, and they are combined 10 of 14 on the year kicking field goals. They don't kick them that often. Ohio State's, they've scored a lot of points on offense here, a lot of touchdowns. How about punter? That is Michigan big time, folks. The Ohio State punter only averaging 42 yards per punt. And I actually think that Michigan's punter could potentially be having, Will Hart, one of the great seasons in Michigan football history, 48 yards per punt. He'll be a first, second, third team All-American, and that is the advantage that Michigan has in the special teams so far. Before we get to kick returner, punt returner, and coach, give you the opportunity to win $25. Now, type it below in the comments. You're watching on Facebook Live, you're watching on YouTube, but then go and enter yourself to win $25. DM me on Twitter and just tell me what the score is. Hit me at James C. Yoder, hit the DM button. DMs are open. I'll give you a thumbs up, tell you I got it, acknowledge it. $25 if you were the first one to tell me what the score is. I got over 1,500 people try this year. 0 people have got the score right, so this $25, I'm earning interest on it. Want to give it to one of you guys, let me know, DM me on Twitter to win that prize. How about kick returner? What do we think about kick returner? It is an advantage to Michigan. I'm giving it a sizable advantage. I might have we might need to start doing double checks on that one because Michigan is a big time advantage here. Ohio State's really sucked on kick returns this year. They've got one guy 13 for 240, another 6 for 130. I mean, they're averaging as a team less than 20 yards per kick return. Pretty pedestrian. You look at the other side, and that is where Michigan's excelling. Ambry Thomas, that 1 touchdown, but he's averaging 23.2 yards per return, 14 on the year, 325 yards on the year, returning kicks for Michigan. Keep it moving to kick returner, punt returner now, and that is Donovan Peoples-Jones. I'm giving the edge to him for Michigan. He is exciting back there. I think he's only going to get better, averaging 10 yards per punt return and that 1 touchdown. If you flip it over to Ohio State, I just don't understand what they're doing here. They've got KJ Hill has got 10, and he's only got 38 yards of punting return, 3.8. You've got Saunders with 8 for 50, and Demario McCall for 3 for 32. So, their top 2 punt returners are averaging 6 and 4 yards per punt return. Pretty pedestrian, and I give the big advantage to Donovan Peoples-Jones and Michigan in that regard. But how about coach? Jim Harbaugh, number 4 Michigan Wolverines. They've got the advantage of coach, right? I'm going to stop the brakes there, folks. Until Jim Harbaugh wins 2-3 years in a row against Urban Meyer, unless, of course, if Urban Meyer is no longer the coach there, Ohio State still has the edge in coach there. And it shouldn't even be considered that close. We all love Jim Harbaugh. We saw what he did in the pros. We saw the turnaround he's done at Michigan with 2 10-win seasons in a row. Or I'm sorry, 2 10-win, not in a row, 2 10-win winning streaks in 4 years, 3 out of 4 years with 10 wins overall. But Urban Meyer still has won 3 national titles. He still has the best record in the Big Ten in history, like some 60-9, something insane like that. He is still one of the top 3 coaches in college football until he decides to walk away. This disaster of a team they have this year that everyone thinks Michigan is going to beat, well, folks, this would be one of the best 5 seasons in Michigan in the last 25 years. So their worst is kind of Michigan's best, and that is because of the culture. Now, let's not get into that culture thing with Zach Smith, but the culture of winning that Urban Meyer has had at Ohio State, he is still going to get the edge until Jim Harbaugh wins 2 or 3 of these bad boys in a row. 2 o'clock on Friday, we're giving away tickets, Michigan, Ohio State, to get entered. We've got a dozen spots left, and you can be one of the people with an opportunity to win. You are going to get a Michigan football jersey just for participating when you sign up and deposit your first time with BetDSI. You got to do that. You DM me. I'll ask you a couple questions. They'll get you the jersey right out to you. You got to hit me on Twitter to do that, though. It doesn't happen automatically. You get the 120% deposit bonus on your first deposit. You put 50 bucks in, you get a free 60 and the jersey. Put 100, you get 120 and the jersey and a good chance to win the tickets. This is the best deal we have ever offered here at Chat Sports. So take advantage now. Do not wait. Don't say, I wish I would have gone to the game the year Michigan won the national title. Chat Sports gives you the opportunity. At worst, you're going to get some free money and a Michigan football maize jersey from Jordan Brand. It's Chat Sports. It's BetDSI, and Michigan football is heading south to play Ohio State Saturday, 12 Eastern. I'll be in the house. Hope to get some DMs from you guys about the score and about BetDSI, your jersey and ticket giveaway. And we will see you next week.